So I want all of y'all to get comfortable, grab you a drink, grab you some food. We're about to close a chapter. What's up YouTube? It's your girl JD Jonay and I am back with another video. As you already see by the title, today I am going to be doing a video that I never thought I would be doing, a video that I always said that I would never do. Just a video in general detailing a lot. Grab y'all a drink because we're about to get real up in here. I'm gonna be putting y'all in my business a little bit. Well, really, it's my business. Just because I feel like at this point in my life, I'm ready to officially close this chapter, to give y'all closure, to give myself closure. And I just feel like this is very necessary for me to take that next step. So, new to my channel, you may not know about this situation or you may not be up to par with what's going on, but I would stick around to get some valuable insight inside this video and just to hear a story. If you're new, please like, comment, subscribe. Also turn on bell post notifications so you can be notified every time I post a video. And if you're returning, welcome back. First and foremost, to my returning people, y'all know that I love y'all. I've showed y'all so much of my life. We've been through so many ups and downs. It's just unreal to even think about how much of me y'all have seen, how much growth y'all have seen just over the course of the years. And I really respect y'all, and I feel as though, I wouldn't even say it's my duty, but the type of person I am, I've introduced y'all to many things, and I've stopped many things, and I've started school with y'all, I've stopped school with y'all, I've bought my first car with y'all. It's been so many different things that we have just came up together as a whole, and I feel like I would be doing y'all a disservice if I wasn't straight up honest for y'all. So if you don't know, I've been single since January of this year, officially 100% single since January. And I know a lot of y'all were kind of sideswiped, y'all were kind of confused on like, when did this happen? I thought y'all were happy and that y'all lived together and blah, blah, blah. And first, let me give a disclaimer before I get into this video, because I know how people are. I know a lot of people watch my channel, and I know that this can be interpreted the wrong way. So just from a standpoint from me, I respect everybody in this story. I have no ill will towards them. This is just a story that's coming for me. This is my story. I want to encourage, help someone who may take something from this. I'm not on here to bash, to slander, to make anyone look in a bad light. That's not what I'm here for. That's something that I won't ever do. But what I will do is tell the truth. So this is the standpoint that I'm coming from. I just have to put that disclaimer out there because a lot of people will think that you're trying to make them seem as something they're not. And I would never paint anyone out to be a bad picture. And I'm going to do this in the most classy way that I can do. So if you're coming on here for tea, if you're coming on here for the real spill, names and all of that, nicknames, this is not that type of story time. This is just a story time of how things change, people change, feelings change too, if I can be 100% honest. So this is not a messy story time. This is just a real deal situation that's very common. Things happen. So that is just what I would say. This is somebody that I loved. Well, I can say I still love. Anybody that I've loved, I still love. I just feel like just because you and a person are together for a season does not mean that y'all are supposed to be together forever. And you know what I'm saying? Some people are sent into your life to teach you a lesson, or they're going to be a blessing. And at the end of the day, you're always going to learn something from interactions with people. So back to what I was saying previously. If you didn't know, I know a lot of y'all are commenting on my videos. What happened? I thought you moved in with your boyfriend or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. If you didn't know, I have been single since January of this year. I've been living alone since January of this year. Prior to that, I've had a boyfriend for 3 years, going on 4. It would have been going on 4 this year, okay? So I don't even know how to start the story time. I did make some notes And so we're gonna kind of pinpoint, and you know, to make this video flow as best as it can, so I'm not off rambling about other things. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. This is not supposed to be a spill. This is just giving y'all closure, giving myself closure, because I'm a very internal person, if I can put it that way. I internalize a lot. I don't vocalize to family members, really to friends, unless I feel like it's my last resort. So I feel like I really held off like talking about a lot of stuff for the longest, because I'll say I was more so embarrassed, and I just felt like it may have looked like everything on the outside and it may not have been everything inside. Nobody really knew for the longest. So this is to give y'all that closure. After this video, I don't want to see the name. I don't want to see any more questions about it. We're moving on. We're hanging this up. We're closing this chapter, and we're moving on to the next. And that's the best way I can put it. Like I said, anybody that I've loved, I still love to this day. I wish everybody the best. I have no ill intentions towards them. It's necessary. And for me also, when I publicize something, that's when I know, like, that's my closure. Like, once I vent and I let it go and I put it in the atmosphere, talk to God about it, that's when I know I'm done. And like, that's the best way I can put it, okay? So yeah, was with the same person from the age of 17 to 20. It's like 3 years of my life, you know what I'm saying? And at this age, that's a pretty long time to be in a relationship. Those are almost vital years, you know what I'm saying? So like, being with somebody from 17, that's high school, that's what, 12th grade. I'm a very, very different person than I was at that age. I've grown so much. I've changed. My style changed. My looks have changed. My demeanor has changed to a certain extent. There has been a lot of change. I'm gonna go into how we met, how I knew of this person, how we even crossed paths. I will talk about at first how I knew this person. And this was a major red flag, but I'm a firm believer in don't believe what someone tells you of someone. Go and find out for yourself, but proceed with caution. So I want to say I did not know nothing about him. Like, he was popular, but I didn't know him. That is me being 100% honest. I did not know this person until someone brought him to my attention. And this was kind of like weird, and I never expected to cross paths with this person. But in 10th grade, I was friends with a girl. My friend was talking to my ex. At the time, he was not my ex. I did not know of him. He played basketball and stuff, but I didn't really know of him. She was a cheerleader, so she would like go to the games, and I'm not sure if that's how they met, but like, that's how he got brought to my attention, because I would see them like interact, you know, online and stuff like that. And I was like, I didn't know who this person was. So, mind you, this is 10th grade. So they were talking or whatever, and we would always like, it was 4 of us in the class. We had like science class. I think it was like chemistry maybe. And we would all go in there and talk about our men. Like, we would just go in there and gossip, like who we talking to, about our boyfriend problems and stuff like that. And come to find out, he ended up talking to 3 out of 4 people in the group. That's the crazy part about it. But he definitely, like, he kind of went around the group a little bit. So, not that anybody tried it, but like actually like went out of their way to do it. It just happened organically. I never planned to talk to him. So the girl that he was talking to, that was my friend, I think she really liked him. She was my friend at the time. I think she really liked him, and he kind of was doing her wrong. And so I don't remember like if he had a girlfriend or what the story was, but I vividly remember her like saying like her and the girlfriend got into it, and the girlfriend had asked, do they talk? And I literally remember her like showing us screenshots of them on FaceTime, them talking, like they were really like messing with each other heavy. And I just remember that she was like, when the girlfriend like asked did they talk, he told her to say no. So I'm not even gonna go too deep into the situation because that's not my story to tell. But that already kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. But that was 10th grade. That was early 10th grade actually. Like I didn't even, or maybe like the end of 10th, I don't remember. But I didn't even think nothing of it. Like I didn't even ever think that this dude would cross my path. We were not friends on social media. I didn't know this boy from the can of paint. So fast track to 11th grade, me being in 11th grade. And I feel like I do, because how can I put it? We were friends. I don't even remember if we were still friends in like 11th grade, 12th grade. And I do feel like I was kind of wrong because at the end of the day, me and that girl had a relationship and I dealt with somebody that she dealt with. And that was kind of like weird. And you can say what you want to say, but when somebody deals with a female before you, you're not going to be all in their face. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be all in their face. So immediately when I started talking to him, I kind of just like backstage. Because I don't want to be in nobody's face that been with my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nobody does that. So I don't even think we were that cool that year anyway. So much stuff had happened, I think. And like we were friends, like we was cool, we were cordial, but we weren't like as close as we was in 10th grade. So that's just to clear it up. But I do apologize for that because I don't know how their relationship was. I don't know the full story, but you know, whatever. 11th grade comes and I remember he texted me. He texted me on Facebook. Did he wave at me? I think that was the thing. Like going back, talking, we was just talking and like just communicating. And I remember it was around like end of course test, so it was like at the end of 11th grade, and we just was talking. But somewhere in there, we just fell off. I don't know how we fell off. I don't know who stopped texting back. I don't know what happened, but we just kind of like fell off. So I remember like we would talk on and off. Like I would hear from him here and there, and like he probably had his stuff going on. I had my own stuff going on, so I wasn't really like, he was nobody that I even technically, like if I'm being real, I didn't consider him. You know, I was doing my own thing. Like I was in my prime, you know. So as we get into the summer, I remember he called me on my birthday. I think he like FaceTimed me on my birthday, and I was like, yeah, I gotta work, but I ain't going or something. Like that was just the build up. That's how we like started talking, literally just through messages or whatever. So then after that, I ended up getting a boyfriend. I wouldn't even consider him a boyfriend. But I got into a situation, so I was very much on this person real bad. So it's just like I kind of fell off with him. And mind you, we didn't talk consistently. Like after he called me on my birthday, we didn't even talk after that. So we weren't really consistently talking. I think we talked for like a week around the first time he texted me, but after that we didn't talk no more. After that situation or whatever, my ex came back into my life. I don't even remember how it happened. We just started back texting. I can't go into detail, y'all. This was years ago. So I had my little motion going on with these dudes. Like I had hella like just people. I had just got a relationship. I was really just trying to build my hose back up. So he texted me and I just remember him, and I don't know what it was about him that just made me want to not talk to nobody else, but I really just wanted to talk to only him. So like I was texting dudes or whatever, and I had like situations with people, but like once we started texting and we were texting consistently and we would get on the phone and stuff, I was like, dang, I really like this dude, you know. Unintentionally, I never planned this, it just happened organically. So I think it was like the day of Halloween. Actually, it was like Halloween. He came and saw me, so that was the first time we laid eyes on each other like physically, and he was nervous and I was nervous, and like he didn't even want to hug me for real, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, we was both nervous. And so like that was our first time seeing each other. So Halloween, y'all, keeping up Halloween. Of course I know he had situations going on, but I was really dealing with him heavy. And so I think the part that kind of set him aside at that time was the fact that I never really had, well, first he was graduated. He was already graduated, so he was older, he had a car, he was working. All that appealed to me because I'm still in high school. Anybody that I'm interacting with, they still in high school. Dude's not too funny working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really thought like, and it's crazy because me and my cousin used to joke about it. And she was like, girl, you be with your grown man. Looking back, that was like very like bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not looking for no grown man in high school. At the time, that was good, but it was just like, I was so like, I'm not even gonna say deceived, but the way, you know what I'm saying, when you're younger, you look at things and you make it bigger than what it really is. So we really thought, like, we was like, oh, he, you know, he grown, like, he's older, he's graduated. Like, I really thought that was something childish. So yeah, that was the first time we saw each other. And so like, I just immediately was like drawn to him. I don't know why. Again, he was a really cool person. We had nice conversation. Like, it really, you know, it went really well. So we was just talking, and like, so immediately he was, like I said, he was known. And one of the things that I didn't like was like, he was very, very social media. I'm social media. I don't need you to be social media. So he would always make like little jokes, and for the beginning we was very secret. Like, we were talking, we weren't dating officially, but we were very secret. But it was like a if you know, you know type of thing. Like, people knew we were dealing, but it was like real smooth, real low key. Like, nobody really knew for sure. We weren't really too funny doing the social media stuff. Like, he would comment on something here and there or react to something here and there, but it was a real like smooth. So we probably talked for like a month or so, and looking back, I thought we had built a perfect friendship. I was like, we didn't start dating immediately, but I definitely feel friendship and honesty is the foundation of any good relationship. And I feel like we brushed past all of those valid points. And it was just like, in the way that we kind of connected, like, he knew about my situation. He knew how public it was, like, with the person I had dated prior. And he was like, that's crazy how that happened. And like, you know what I'm saying? That's messed up. You know, stuff like that. But you got played. Like, basically, like, he used to get at me about it. He was like, yeah, you got your ass dead. Truthfully. Fast forward past all of that. We was talking or whatever. I knew that he had dealt with a girl. You know what I'm saying? I knew he had dealings with this one particular girl. And so at the time, he was in a group chat with them, which, oh my God, like, I just think back at the stuff that I allow as a girlfriend, as somebody talking as a girlfriend, and I don't even know how I even let that little stuff get past me. Crazy, right? So he was in a group chat with a bunch of girls and like boys, and I think they used to call each other cousins or something. I don't know, don't care. But she was in a group chat and he had dealings with her. And so our first outing, our pop out was at a game. And if you live in the area, I don't know who's watching, but if y'all know about Laney and Josie is a game of the season, you know what I'm saying? Those are the two schools, they're like rivals. So he asked me did I want to go to the Laney and Josie game, and I'm like, sure, because I'm not gonna lie, like, I knew like I was the girl, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, sure, let's go, let's walk, like, why not? And I was super nervous, like super nervous. I just looked at him like, I placed him like up here, like from day one. Like, I don't know why, like, I just thought like, I don't know, like, I really just placed him on this pedestal. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to the game with this boy. Like, ooh, like, you know, you young. You think like just he's, you know. So I'm like, yes, I'm going to go to the game. So I didn't know that me going to the Laney and Josie game was me being used as a pawn to make this girl jealous. So immediately I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a compromising situation. This girl that he was dealing with is sitting right behind me. So we walk in the game, of course. So I'm catching the shade, but I don't address nothing. I'm just like, it's weird stuff going on, because like soon as we sat down, they removed him from the group chat, or somebody removed him from the group chat, or whatever they had going on. So whole time I'm just facing forward the whole time. Like, I didn't look back. I didn't look at nobody. I'm like on my phone. Like, it was just, I was in a very weird situation. And you know when you're in a weird situation. So she was sitting right behind us, and like, I didn't think nothing. Like, I just was like, that's weird or whatever. So later on, as we got older, he did admit like he was trying to make her jealous. But when we got home from this said game, they literally got on Facebook and argued. Second red flag. Second red flag. He's arguing with somebody that he had dealings with because he brought me to a game. That shouldn't even have been a thing. Y'all had dealings. Why does she care? You know what I'm saying? And I addressed it to him and I'm like, why is y'all arguing? She's crazy. She's crazy. I would never listen to the she's crazy type talk. And he was just like, that's somebody he was dealing with. It was nothing serious. We never dated. Whatever. So I just took it as that. Me being dumb. Me thinking I'm head over heels for this dude. And I want to say that was around the time that we started dating. So he asked me to be his girlfriend on December 1st, 2018. And this was the third red flag. Why I didn't go running for the hills, I don't know. I really like this person. This is nobody's fault. This is my fault. I willingly stayed in every situation. I was not forced. A gun wasn't held up to my head. This is what I did. So he asked me to be his girlfriend December 1st, 2018. Y'all, in the same night, and I can't even believe I'm admitting this on freaking YouTube, that same night he had called me that girl's name. So the girl that he was trying to make jealous at the game, he had called me her name. That was the second time he did it. He had did it once before that, but that was the second time. Could have said no. Out of this situation immediately. Could have saved me from a lot of things. But you live and you learn, and I don't regret a thing that I did. A thing. So, moving forward. Let's get into me. Let's destroy me for a moment. Let's get into the real spiel. I'm not on here to point fingers, place blame, or put anybody dirty laundry out there. So let's talk about me. So at the same time, I had a best friend. I'm not gonna lie, we did start out as just friends. It was nothing intentional. It was kind of like one of those right person, wrong time type of situations, if I'm being real 100. And like, I really, really liked this person. And I started second guessing, like, did I rush into a relationship? Should I have waited? And I used to like vent to him about like how it would feel, about like just little things, like how I felt like it was stuff that was going on, and how I felt like an outsider, and like just telling him everything. And like we would FaceTime, and we would like walk in the hallways together at school. Like it was really like, we was really like had something going on. I remember we told each other how we felt. Like I just told him straight up, like, I don't think I could leave this person. Like, and looking back, I don't even think that he would have been the right choice either. But maybe it's just being real. I'm not gonna lie, like I had a situation where I kind of second guessed our relationship, and I'm like, maybe this ain't the person I'm supposed to be with, you know? And I started analyzing, like, he did all this, and he didn't had this female like on the sideline. Like, maybe I should really just be with him. And I'll never forget somebody who went to our school that actually knew of my boyfriend at the time. He was like, she could talk to you, he ain't gonna care. And so that was another red flag. Even though I was being kind of foul, quote unquote, it was like, why would he say that he doesn't care? You know what I'm saying? He must be out here moving shiesty. And so, yeah, that's the tea I'm gonna spill myself. And I kind of like, subconsciously, I've kind of blamed myself for how it went. Because I believe in karma. I believe in what you put out there comes back to you. I believe in, it's a Christian term for it. But I really, really internalized that and like punished myself at the end of the day, because I felt like I set us up for failure by having that. But I felt how I felt, and I felt like I could confide in that person. And at the end of the day, I just left him alone, and like we just cut the whole entire situation short. And it really hurt me. I'm not gonna lie, I was really hurt by it, because I was like, dang, I actually kind of like this person a lot. But you know, when you got another person, it's just like, I didn't want to leave him. And like I said, it was something about him. Like I would cut people off. I would stop talking to people easy. Like one thing you do, like you over it, you're done. Like, but it was just something I was like, nah, I gotta stick with him. So I cut the best friend off. We stopped really talking and proceeded with the relationship. My notes was, from day one, this is me laying the groundwork again. So from day one, it was shifty. Relationships should be built on trust and love, not lies and revenge. So that was the foundation. That was me laying the groundwork. That was setting the stage for the story to come. As time went on, we dated and we, you know, it was cool. We were just getting to know each other. And like I said, this was the first person who, like, house that I could go to and like just chill. Like, I had never really went to a boyfriend's house for real. I did one other, but like I went to his house, like chill. I would stay over there. Like we took naps together. We watched TV, watched movies. It was just like, it was a whole new world. Because again, I never really could do anything. And that was my senior year. So like my parents were becoming a little bit lax on me. Like they weren't so strict. And like, you know, people was going over boyfriends' houses. They was staying with them like in middle school. Like my parents didn't play that. So like I really felt like I had that freedom. And like he was older. So like his parents, like, I'm not saying he could do what he wanted. But like he was grown. Like he could go, come and go pretty much. However, he had a car, like I said. It was like more like a whole new experience for me. I had never experienced that with nobody. 2019, we just going on with our relationship. I don't even remember like if we really had, I'm sure we had little squabbles about stuff. And really it would be like social media things, liking people pictures, loving people pictures. And I'm not a hater. If you cute, you cute. I'ma love your picture, I'ma like your picture. But where it becomes a problem is when you're not doing that to your own girlfriend. You're not gassing me up. You're not boosting me up. You're not making me feel pretty. That's when it becomes an issue. And that's when I started feeling jealous and resentment. And so 2019, we was cool. We had a lot of stuff. We did a lot of firsts. So 2019, of course, I'm just going to put that out there. If you don't know, a lot of firsts. This was the first person to touch me, literally. Like, my first everything. Like, the first. This is just me being real with honey. I'm grown. This is my first everything. I can't even remember really if we... it's so long ago. I'm sure we probably had squabbles, like I said, but it was nothing that stuck out to me to make me like remember. Like it wasn't damaging as some things were. So 2019 we was together. Like I said, a lot of firsts. I went to his mom's wedding. Like it was a real like chill time. That was like the peak. That was the peak. That was probably when I was the most in love with this boy. Like that sweet spot between like January 2019 to like March 2019, that was literally like the peak of my feelings. I thought I was in love, like I was gonna marry this dude. Like I was head over heels, literally. Like nobody could tell me nothing. I didn't want to hear nothing. I wasn't talking to nobody. Like I was head over heels. After that best friend situation, a flip switched with me and I cut everybody off. I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't thinking about nobody. So yeah, 2019 came, cool. So I will say, after I graduated, I noticed kind of a change in the dynamic. So I graduated in May of 2019. I booked us a trip to go to LA. So we went to LA. We went to LA for my graduation / birthday trip. That was my first time getting on a plane as well as his. And I just wanted to go to LA so bad. So I noticed a slight change in just our dynamic in like us in general. And it was almost a like, I'm tired of you type of thing. And that's the vibes that I was getting. And I'll never forget, like, when we went to LA, we argued almost the entire trip. Small things, minuscule things. It's just like, you look past the little things in relationships because you feel like this, everybody argues, everybody has disagreements. But when it becomes like a constant thing, that is not normal, okay? So that was the second, that was the third. I don't even know what red flag we on. Third red flag. We just gonna do red flags. Went to LA, and it was like almost as soon as we came back, our dynamic changed. And it was like a dramatic shift in everything. And it's like, I thought I was in love. Like, I really, really, really thought I was in love. And it was so crazy to me because like, watching a person go from like almost admiring you to going cold, it just hurt so bad, y'all. And I really, it was almost like unspoken because like nobody, he didn't say like, I don't want to be with you, but it was in the way you text me, it was in the way you talk to me, it was in the way you touch me. Like, it was very apparent that there was a shift. So that was like June. So as July came up, this is when I started getting evidence, when I started getting immediate confirmation. So July, I don't even know how it went, but in July of 2019, I got a message from a girl that I went to school with. I didn't even talk to this girl like that. Like, we was cool at one point in school, but we weren't like, we had fell out a little bit. We weren't really that cool. So I got a message from her and she was like, hey, do your boyfriend have your password? And I'm like, no, whatever, you know, nah. So she sent me a screenshot of him texting a girl. And the texts were kind of like iffy because like, I think he like reacted to her story and he said something along the lines of, oh, I gotta get receipts for y'all. But if I find the messages, I'll put them on the screen because I don't care. Okay, so he basically said something along the lines of like something flirty. And she was like, don't you got a girlfriend? And he was like, yeah, but I can have friends or something like that. I don't remember, but it was something on the lines of that. So that kind of broke my heart a little bit because if you already kind of going through it and you notice a shift, you're kind of like, dang. And the fact that somebody had to bring it to me, and I remember it being a time like on Facebook, it was those messy games, you know, like messy Mondays, and people would do like post like screenshots of people, niggas in their inbox and stuff like that. I was so hurt. And like, I just remember getting it and like, it was a point in time like where this person, like this was like when he was really, really cold to me. Like that summer, like just thinking about it, like dang, like you ain't have to do me like that, you know? And so like every little thing I would address, feel like this man would block me. Anytime I said anything to him about anything, his go-to was block me. He didn't just block me on iMessage. He didn't just block me on Messenger. I was blocked on Instagram, Facebook, iMessage, every last app. So that's like when I started downloading text apps so I can get in contact. But like, it was almost like that was the lowest because I was at a point where like I was begging you to be with me, to be right. And it's just like you was telling me blatantly I didn't want to be with you in so many words. And so after the situation of the screenshot, I can't remember how it all went, but that was the first thing that I can pinpoint that was like a slow spiral into me just knowing like this is not the person for you. So after that had happened, that was like noted. So I remember I went to Detroit for a family reunion. He had me blocked almost the whole time I was in Detroit. And I really think this happened like right after. He had me blocked the whole time I was in Detroit. I didn't really say a peep to him. And so I just remember like that whole time in Detroit, like I could just remember like being on the freaking bus with my family, y'all. Because we got on a charter bus to go to Detroit. And I don't know who I let Houdini me to do that. But next time, I will be on a plane. I'm not sitting on a bus for 12 hours, okay? But I just really remember, and it's like I know how to mask my sadness, my hurt, my pain so well, because I want to be perceived as a put together, as a strong person. That whole trip I was hurting, literally lovesick. This dude is not talking to me, like, because he got caught doing something, you know. And so this also signifies like my spiral into insecurity. If we being real, I was very insecure with this dude. Detroit didn't talk to him the whole time because I was blocked. Ain't no telling what you doing. Ain't no telling what I'm 12 hours away. Ain't no telling what he was doing while I was gone. That's the crazy part about it. And this whole time I'm thinking about him. So yeah, like we went to Detroit for the family reunion, and then I came back. So I don't even know how we, like, this is not going into the details. I don't even know how we got back cool, but I really remember us, like, I think that was around the time like I started gaining weight or something, and I really wanted to get fit. Like, I want to get fit before I go to school. We came up with this plan, so weird, y'all, where we were gonna go jogging in my neighborhood at nighttime. So like when he got off work, we would go jogging, and I think we only did it like one time because like I broke down. So basically he came over and we was jogging back and forth in my neighborhood. And so I think I did like one lap, and I was just trying to find anything just to connect back with him, because I felt like we had lost that connection. So we jogging. We talking about like how we gonna get back right, whatever. Like, so we made that plan to do that. That was gonna be our thing. So I remember like the first time we went jogging, like I just didn't feel him there. It felt like something missing. And so I literally remember just stopping, and like I just sat on the driveway like with my head, and I was just crying, like my head and my knees, like just crying, because I just felt the shift, and it was just like I didn't know what to do, you know. And I wanted him to understand like how I was really feeling. And so like he all like, what's wrong with you, and blah 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 blah. And like I just remember, like I've never cried so much ever in my life. Like just the cry that you just can't breathe. Like, y'all know that type of cry I'm talking about, like where it just hurts so bad. I never thought that I would get to a place mentally where I can just start crying just thinking about something. But yes, I was crying. And so like this is right around the time before I went to school. So like just think about my mental health not being up to par, and I'm going away to college. So at the end of the day, like we got over that. That was very minimal compared to things that people were doing, things that he did. And it was just like, okay, he texted a girl, he was being cold with me. Whole time he probably had stuff going on. I will never know. And I'm content with never knowing, because I did my part. So that was in 2019. Later on, I ended up going to school. I went to Clayton State University, to college. And I was really sad. Like I was really sad, because I felt like, nah, we ain't gonna make it. It's long distance. I was 2 hours away, and he could come visit me. We had co-ed living, so he could come stay overnight if he wanted to. But I was really sad. So him and my mama came. Him and my mama are the ones that took me to school. So like he came up there, and so we were together during school. Like we were doing pretty well. He would come visit, whatever. Cool. So the first incident that occurred while I was in school, and this was kind of later while I was in school, as I was approaching my way to wanting to quit. And I don't know, like me being grown and me owning up, I know school isn't for me, but I definitely feel me being in a relationship definitely influenced my desire to come home. And the stuff that occurred while I was in school definitely influenced my decision. The first incident while we was in school, and I forgot why we were arguing, I forgot why we were into it, but like I said, his thing when we wouldn't talk, when we would get into it, or if I would accuse him of something, is he would block me. And a major thing with him, and I kind of felt like he didn't get it, he would like different posts, sexual posts, like just things that are inappropriate. You have a girlfriend, there's certain things you don't do. And his excuse was, it's just social media, it's just a post. That reflects on me. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself, like, me just being honest, wearing my heart on my sleeve. Like, I found myself being jealous of females and like not liking females undercover just because like my dude like likes them or like on their stuff or like liking their posts or in their comments. Like, I found myself just picking myself apart and thinking, when I was that girl, you know what I'm saying? I was really that girl. Like, let's talk about it. I was her. But I felt like in the very end of 2019, I let myself go all the way complete. Like, just, I really, that's when I had my lowest self-esteem. And I've always had very high self-esteem. I always knew like I'm like the queen, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of 2019, I felt like I had lost it. Like, so many people were like commenting on my stuff, talking about I had gained weight, my acting up. Like, I really felt like I lost myself so heavy. And I just thank God that I came up out of that, because it was just like a very hard time for me. And I feel like nobody really knew what I was really going through. And that was another reason why I left school. I just was mentally, I was not there. So the first thing that happened in school, like I said, it was a random day. I forgot what happened while we argued, but I was on block. So me and my friend, I don't know if she would want her name in this. My friends that I had met at college, she had a cousin. And so we were all from the same area or whatever. So I called, so we used to always go to her cousin because she was an upperclassman. She had like an actual apartment style dorm. So we would always go over there, like, just, I don't even like, just go over there. You know what I'm saying? She used to cook. She had a stove, like an oven and stuff like that. We just go over there, chill. She would help like with work and stuff like that. Like, she was there. So one night we was over there and I was just like, I'm on block, like whatever. And so I was like, we're gonna prank call him. Star 67, whatever. So we freaking go in there, and I forgot like how this even came about, but this was the first incident that kind of led me to believe that, oh, this, you know, he will cheat. So we all come up with this plan, like, we gonna star 67 him, see what he doing, because I think at that point, like, I hadn't talked to him all day. So we was all like, who gonna talk? He gonna know my voice, he gonna know my friend voice. So the cousin was like, let me talk, he ain't gonna know my voice. So star 67 dial him, he pick up the phone, he like, what's up, who this? What the things to say? And I was trying to kind of stop it, because I was like, I don't want my heart to break in front of y'all. But basically, bottom line, he was like, who is this? And she said, who is this? Or like, who you think it is? And so he said a name. And so my mouth dropped. Everybody's mouth dropped. And so we keep the conversation going. And she was just like, I got a homegirl that want to talk to you. Blah, 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 blah. Just keeping the story going. And he basically was like, I'll talk. You can tell I'll talk to her, but we can't do, like, but we ain't, like, it ain't gonna be too much. You know what I'm saying? I'll mess with her. Like, basically saying, like, I can deal with her, but low key. Like, we can hunch or whatever, but low key. Y'all, my heart broke. So basically the phone call ended. Soon as it ended, I called. And he knew it was me. And you was caught up. He was like, man, why y'all doing that childish stuff? Blah, blah, blah. We childish, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Basically, because he had got caught. So that was the first indication. And I remember, like, just being in that girl's bedroom screaming at him. Like, just screaming, like, how could you? Like, what you on? Like, but you got me blocked, but you can answer the phone, like, for a prank number. Like, I was so upset, y'all. I was so angry. Like, angry, y'all. Because I feel like I was the perfect girlfriend. I may have accused you of stuff, but, like, it was because you broke that trust. You know what I'm saying? You brought me to this. I was never insecure. I was never... say two words to me, you know what I'm saying? Nothing, nobody bothered me, nobody, like, because I knew I was that girl. But I was in such a vulnerable position, like, dang, like, you really messing with my head. So, child, That happened, and all of this stuff happened like in the span of like a month. So later on, the next thing that kind of happened, was just chilling at home or whatever. This was actually a weekend that I was at home. So I get a call from my friend's cousin, and she was like, Jada, don't tell your boyfriend, but I'm finna send you something. And so she sent me a screenshot. It was a Twitter screenshot. I don't have a Twitter. I've never occupied Twitter. Like, I've just never been interested in Twitter and how to just, it's so many social media networks. I don't need that many. So I just never had a Twitter. And this is what actually indicated me. This is what pushed me to make a fake Twitter. Which I don't have it no more, but I literally made a Twitter to stalk him. So she sent me a screenshot of him. He retweeted a girl's picture for everybody to see and was like, dang, you done got fine as F. So I'm like, and it's like, we was together for so long. I know so many people was just like, I'm like, okay, I just got on Twitter. Like, when I opened up, like when I saw that, I'm like, so you blatantly just doing stuff. And I was just in my head wondering, like, have everybody been, like, have you been doing stuff like this? Have everybody seen you doing stuff like this? Like, we've been together for a year now, almost. Like, is this what you do? Like, why am I just knowing stuff like why is you ruthless at this point? And I used to hear like he used to wild on Twitter, but I never thought nothing of it. I thought that was before me. So she sent me a screenshot, and I'm like, dang. So I remember just sending it to him again. I probably ended up blocked, but this is just me explaining the situations, the things that occurred. So literally a week after this, and mind y'all, I was coming home every weekend. How bad I hated college. Like, at that point, my parents didn't want to, like, they couldn't come get me every weekend. I was literally paying $100 to go home. Literally, like, on Grooms. It was a shuttle service that take you to the airport. I was literally paying like $150 because I got an Uber to the school, Uber back, you know what I'm saying? So I was paying a good bit of money just to go home every single weekend. So, and again, I don't think it was, maybe just subconsciously it was because of him. I would never know. So this was the first time he cheated on me. This is when I knew, like, for a fact that I was cheated on. So it was literally a week after that second incident. So this was the third incident, and this was proof. So it was like at nighttime. He was getting off of work, and he called me. Like, we always talk, like, when he get off work or whatever, like, what you doing on the way home, whatever. Like, nighttime, we used to fall asleep on the phone every night. So it was so suspicious how it happened. This was actually the day before Halloween of 2019. So he called me when he got off work, and then we got off the phone. He said, I'm gonna call you when he got home. So I remember, like, it just taking too long for him to get home. I'm like, it don't take you that long to get home. It tops 15 minutes. I text him at 12. I text him at 11:59 p.m. And I said, no. I text him like 3 times. The first time I responded to his message, 11:05. Then I text him at 11:56, and I sent the strong hand. And then I text him at 11:59, and I said, you made your pick. This whole time, I'm looking at his location. We had each other's location. So he texted me multiple times. What you mean? Question mark, on what? Question mark. Hello? I said, yes, sir. Where you was? Because I'm watching your location. You didn't go straight home. I had to ride somewhere real quick. So I'm like, LOL, alright. Crying, laughing face. He said, I guess you think I'm lying. And he said, you checked my location? I said, wasn't like, I did the math. I said, none of his family members live there. None of his friends live there. Whose house is that? Gotta be a female's. So I said, wasn't none of your family house or none of your homeboys' house, dude? Be for real. He literally sat there for 20 minutes on the dot. 20 minutes, y'all. And then text me soon as you leaving. I was looking at his location the whole time. Literally watching him He literally, like, I seen when he got there and I seen him pull off. And he literally texted me when he got like on the main road. And he said, and I was like, yeah, you a joke. And he was like, you don't know that. I said, I do know that. You don't. And then he texted me, he's like, you got it. I don't want no more dealings. I said, I know I do. Everything in your hands. Yeah, because you know you dirty. That's what I said. He said, yeah, I wasn't doing nothing. But okay, you know me. Good night. I said, I bet. I said, let you tell it you never doing nothing. He said, okay, Jada, like I said, I'm not finna argue with you. You got it. I said, like you said, nothing. If you wasn't doing nothing, you wouldn't have to turn your location off. That's the first thing you do. I screenshot the address and all though, so you ain't hiding nothing. He said, cause you not getting mine no more. I don't give a F. I said, finna post and see who lived there. Thanks. He said, I don't give a F. I said, yeah, okay, we gonna see. He said, I swear I don't. I said, like I said, okay. So he's just arguing me down the whole time. And I said, he was like, that's all you want to do is know where I'm at, where the F I'm at every second of the day. I said, cause you cheating. Like, I just had to say it, like, put it out there. Every effing second, I'm not. You have no proof. If you're not cheating, like, who says you have no proof? You know? So I said, I don't give a F about where you at. Just be straight up, then sticking around. Don't even be called for. You too old. He said, you too old to be checking locations, just so nosy. I said, you too old to be effing lying, playing with people's feelings. He said, I don't even harass you like that. I said, because I don't give you a reason to question I don't give you a reason to. I said, because I never give you a reason to, B-word. You ain't never had to question my loyalty, DCA hope. Like, I was going here. He said, yeah, okay, you green. I said, you lame as hell. You don't know S about S. I'll be everything in the book before I let him up. I said, I'll be everything in the book before I let him up if he play with me again. And that's on God. You got it. You flawless F. He said, okay, I'm tired of getting accused of S I'm not doing, but okay, I'm done. I'll just block you. I said, nah, when I accuse you of something, I'm always right. Even you know that. Do what you need to do though, bro. Next thing I know, I'm blocked. So we didn't talk that whole day. He texted me at 8 p.m. the next day. That same day. That was like in the middle of the night. So he's like, I'm gonna call you when I get home. Apparently we had talked, because this says, I said, what more you got to say to me? He said, man, I just want to say I'm sorry and I just want to be with you. And I was like, we can't be together. And he was like, why? You did the worst. My heart is broken. It will never be the same. So basically he was like, I'm begging, let me change it, blah blah blah. So basically, I guess before that, he had went ahead and told me the truth, because I just called, like, I don't know how we ended up getting on the phone, but he had no choice but to tell me the truth. I asked him, I did the math, like, just be 100. So he ended up telling me what he did. I'm not gonna tell y'all what he did, but basically it was cheating, 100% cheating. So I was hurt. Like, I really remember, like, my friend had to really get me through that. Like, I was hurt so bad, because it was like almost back-to-back weeks, stuff happening. It was almost like it led up, and that was the grand finale. And so, like, I was like, we could be friends. I don't hate you. I just hate you for hurting me. But I still love you. I forgive you, but we can't be together. I'm sorry. And I was very adamant. I was telling him, we cannot be together. I'd be a fool, and that'll go against everything I believe in. You messed me up mentally because you had no reason for doing that at all. I don't know what could possibly make me get over it. So I'm just like telling him, you messed my life up. Like, yeah. So yeah. So that happened. And that was really just like when I got cheated on. And I just remember, like, just being so sad. Like, crying and just upset. Like, I was just really, really hurt, because I never expected that from him, you know. And it was like the fact that it did happen and the way that it happened, because like he would be really mean, like I said, when he accused me of something, when I accused him of something, he would be really mean and like hostile and cold to me, and would just like kind of like put it on me as if I was crazy and delusional, when really like he knew. And like, just from the messages, y'all know, like, he exploded on me acting like I'm accusing him of stuff, just pinpointing stuff, but you was really doing what you said you wasn't doing. You know what I'm saying? So I was right. I'm not crazy. I'm smart, you know? So that happened. I'm not even gonna go into deep in it, y'all. Whatever, it happened. Bottom line is, we got through it. And if I could be almost honest with, like 100% honest with y'all, like when you go through something like that, it changes your dynamic drastically. The dynamic had already changed, but it really changed severely. So like little things as far as like just the intimacy as a whole was shifted. I didn't feel that infatuation, that in love, like that I'm sprung over you feeling no more. It was just kind of like I'm with you, you know what I'm saying, because I'm comfortable, I know you, you know. So that's kind of where we went with it. Like I said, I tried to leave him alone, but I didn't try hard enough. You know, when you put your foot down, that's when you really start seeing movement. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna put it on him. I didn't try hard enough. If you cut communication completely with somebody, there's no way that they can make you be with them. So I mean, I could say like, oh, he did this and did that, and we went out to eat and I didn't want to go. But nah, you know what I'm saying, to a certain extent you let somebody back in. So I take the blame for that. So going into 2020, I don't really remember New Year's. I don't remember none of that. I just remember we was together. But again, I was very, very insecure. So like I said, we probably had squabbles about likes and his Twitter likes. Like, because I had my fake Twitter now, I was stalking you know what I'm saying? So now like it was all that thrown into the mix. So it got a lot more complex. So, and I could just go down a list of like things that happened, but it was evident that the dynamic and the roles that we played were two completely different things. And it was just like little things that I would just let pass. Like I'll never forget, like his homeboy had two girls in a car and pulled up on him, and like they was all outside in the car together. Like me today, that would never fly, you know what I'm saying? And so like it was just weird to me, like how much stuff I let pass. And so like it was just little stuff. Like he would argue like with people, that he had dealings with. So he argued with one girl and he kind of lied about it, and I had to kind of figure it out because she unfriended me. Like while they was arguing, she made a post and was like, you tell a dude with a girlfriend that you don't want to deal with him, and he get mad, like love your girlfriend. And I see she made that post. Next thing I know, I'm unfriended, and I knew they were arguing because he told me. So I'm like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, little stuff that I would never let fly today. But like, you know, 2020 was pandemic. I don't even remember, like 2020 is really a blur as far as I'm concerned. Like I really don't remember anything about our relationship. But 2020 is the year that we moved out. And so that leads me into my next like subject matter. And I would say that it was moving in with each other. That's the next big step. So that was the next thing, which as a whole combined thing was the biggest mistake we could have made as a couple.